So a tender went out to run the fieldwork for NIDS. And this is what the tender said, that the questionnaire and the survey needed to address these following key issues. Wealth creation with a strong focus on money metric, income and expenditure, as well as assets, including the services that Kuben was talking about. Demographic dynamics. If you're going to run a panel study, you've got a unique opportunity to look at who's moving, how households are reconfiguring themselves, who's migrating, etc. We don't have another angle on that in this country. Social heritage, including education, employment dynamics, life events, positive or negative shocks, as they're often called in the literature, social capital, intergenerational developments. One of the huge issues that panel studies address around the world is whether our children are making progress relative to their parents. In 2009, we released the Wave 1 data. The first wave was 2008. We surveyed 28,000 people in 8,500 households. They form then the base wave or the benchmark of the study that's going to show us how South Africa is unfolding over time. So what does South Africa really look like? Well, we've got two curves, 1993 and 2008, that actually map, and this is the so-called Lorenz curve, how those shares really work. So the bottom 40%, for example, in South Africa, in 1993, they were getting that share, as we saw in the previous slide, so call it 8%. In 2008, they're getting a less of a share of the income. So the fact that the red line lies everywhere further away from this line of equality is a very, very robust signal that inequality in the country has gone up. There's a similar curve for poverty that analysts use. But if you're going to measure poverty, you've got to have not shares of things, you've got to have real income. The labor market hasn't really worked that well in South Africa, as Kuben was saying earlier on. We can show that visually by two slides taken together. These are labor participation rates. What percentage of the economically active are actually participating, wanting to participate in the labor market over time by income decile? So this is a good story because it shows that between 1993 and 2008, more and more South Africans were wanting to participate in the labor market. The problem with the South African economy as it's worked out over the post-apartheid period is that participation not everybody who wants to participate has been able to participate, has got employment. The labor market is the key driver of inequality in South Africa. So access to employment is very important. But the story we're telling here is that the unemployment has actually got worse, but especially at the bottom ends of the distribution.